Formula 1 testing is finally over and the first race of the 2022 season is just days away. Everyone now must be thinking the competitive order of the new season and who will be the fastest team in 2022. The leaderboards from the pre-season testing are a little misleading since we don't know the fuel loads or the engine mode, and most of the teams and drivers downplay their car performance. New regulations make it extremely difficult to predict the competitive order, every team having different aerodynamic philosophies and designs. Nonetheless, we got some clues and indications of who is in a strong position and who is on the rear of the grid from the pre-season testing. Unfortunately, Williams is in 10th position due to their reliability issues in testing, especially on day 2 when a human error led to the rear brakes overheating and eventually catching fire with Nicholas Latifi driving in the morning session. This error led to the rear brakes overheating under the hot temperature in Bahrain. This issue caused Williams to end their running on Friday, with Latifi having done only 12 laps in the morning session and Alex Albon to miss the evening session due to the major damage. This caused Williams almost the whole day and losing a lot of time, which would be crucial for the team. Apart from day 2, the car looks okay on track with no major issues and with great mileage on day 3, racking up 142 laps to end their testing. Alfa Romeo started the second pre-season testing in Bahrain on the back foot after facing a lot of issues and very little mileage in the Barcelona testing. Valtteri Bottas set the 6th fastest time of testing with C3 tires, which shows that the Alfa Romeo C43 is fast, but most importantly, after struggling in Barcelona with reliability issues due to the aggressive porpoising, Alfa Romeo racked up 343 laps in the Bahrain test, which are the 4th most laps done by our team. Overall, the drivers were much happier after the Bahrain testing, getting plenty of laps on the leaderboard. The Alfa Romeo C43 is certainly fast, but the main concern for the team is the reliability. HAAS was the team who had the most eventful test with Kevin Magnussen back in the team. HAAS posted the 2nd fastest time of the test on day 3 with much cooler conditions and probably running low fuel and higher engine mode than other teams. But the car had reliability issues mostly in every session, but when it was on track, the car looked quick and impressive. The French team looked at different stages during the testing. It was closely matched with Alfa TAURI and Aston Martin. Alpine looked much better on high fuel runs, but it had various problems on day 1 of the testing. On the final 2 days of the testing, the car was flawless according to the team. Alpine suffered from porpoising, but it got much better on the final day with improvements in the setup changes, which gave a better balance to the car. It is extremely tight in the midfield between Alpine, Alfa TAURI and Aston Martin. Alfa TAURI had a productive and strong testing without any major problems and with a lot of mileage. The Italian team is certainly quick to be in the close midfield pack. The team racked up 370 laps, 2nd most laps in the test, which shows the car is reliable, but the Alfa TAURI has aggressive porpoising issues. They could be top of midfield if some of their rivals underperform. Aston Martin had the most quiet Bahrain test, ending with only the 9th quickest time of the testing, only ahead of Williams. But the long run pace of AMR22 was impressive, and this indicates that Aston Martin is certainly in the midfield pack. There were no major reliability concerns, but the car seems to be struggling with porpoising. The Mclaren MCL36 is definitely a quick car, but the car seems to be having problems with front brakes. On all 3 days of testing in Bahrain, McLaren had issues with the overheating front brake. The brakes could be only used for shorter runs and no heavy fuel runs. McLaren got new parts on the final day of testing to overcome the brake issue, including a different brake duct, but it didn't solve the problem for the team. Reliability is a big concern from McLaren, having done the least laps in Bahrain testing, but the car seems to be least affected by porpoising, and aerodynamically the car is working well. At the start of Bahrain testing, all eyes were on the Mercedes W13 as the team made an upgrade with almost no side pods, but this update didn't do much for the team. Mercedes looked to be struggling with extreme porpoising and it lacked pace to compete with the top two teams. There is certainly more performance in the car if the porpoising issue can be resolved, but there is no evidence that Mercedes is on pace with Ferrari or Red Bull. The team will need to make more steps in order to compete with the top teams. Throughout both tests, Ferrari looked to be reliable, quick and consistent. Ferrari is a reliable car, completing third most laps in Bahrain with no major issues, but the long run pace of the car seems little behind the Red Bull. The Ferrari power unit seems strong with the likes of Mercedes and Red Bull, but the future developments of Ferrari will determine whether it can fight for the championship this season. Ferrari will definitely be at the front fighting for the win in the first race of the season. Red Bull seemed to have the upper hand with their updated car on the final day of testing. Max Verstappen was the fastest on single lap pace and even on the long runs, just ahead of Ferrari. Red Bull looked the most impressive car in the hands of Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez in both sessions on day 3. They ran a different car with updated side pods on day 3. These new updates for the team seems to be working well. Red Bull has a very small advantage on pace compared with Ferrari. Now the question is, how much Ferrari has to improve and how far is the Mercedes from solving its problems till the first race of the season.